11 months ago, I began this broadcast because God used the biggest health crisis in human history to move me into a new place in my life. That was May 25th of last year. And I suggested that China was the nation to watch. Within that week, the Chinese had moved forces up to the border with India and precipitated what could have been a nuclear conflict. There have been changes since then in the broadcast, and I like to think of it as continuous improvement, including the addition of a sponsor this year. Now, you all have not heard much from the sponsor, and we discussed various ways to apply the resources they brought. And 1 month from today, on the first anniversary of this broadcast, I will launch the biggest change yet. This is Project Henry, a sitcom that I will be starting in 1 month. For the moment, that's all I'm going to say about it. But it is an exciting, groundbreaking, industry-changing sitcom that you will want to watch. You may be surprised that restaurants, as we know them, are not that old. If you went back a few hundred years, you would not recognize restaurants per se. Well, in the history of restaurants, the past year will go down as a watershed event. If there's one thing that has defined the pandemic of 2020, it was takeout. And some states are responding. Last Wednesday, the American Chemistry Council issued a statement urging Washington State Governor INSLEE to exercise a line item veto and purge Senate Bill 5022 of the ban of expanded polystyrene food service packaging. They stated that the alternatives to expanded polystyrene were, quote, often more costly and have greater environmental impacts. They pointed out that expanded polystyrene is 90% air. They urged the Washington State Legislature to focus on creating recycling infrastructure to recycle expanded polystyrene. They pointed out that it is also used in insulation, packaging, surfboards. It reduces food waste because people can store it in their refrigerators. And they pointed out that expanded polystyrene actually is what we use to protect the COVID-19 vaccine in transport. Last Monday, Target was pleased to announce a new collaboration with 3 fashion designers: Alexis, Christopher John Rogers, and Rixo. Rixo. R-I-X-O. The designer dress collection will be available for a limited time only. It consists of nearly 100 original dress designs, priced between $40 to $60, and they are pleased that it is one of the most size-inclusive offerings in the industry, between XXS and 4X. Alexis is a line created by a mother-daughter team embracing, quote, femininity, sophistication, and elegant easy. Christopher John Rogers is an award-winning designer who celebrates self-expression with, quote, statement-making styles and bold, bright patterns. Rixo, R-I-X-O, uses vintage-inspired fabrics and easy-to-wear shapes to, quote, to evoke feelings of wanderlust and free spirit, end quote. It was founded by two best friends from London. Thursday morning, I was on my usual commute when I saw a UFO. It was a bright light in the sky. It looked kind of like an angel. Well, it was a figure. It looked like it had two big wings. And there was a smaller bright light trailing it. Well, fortunately, I had a good idea of what it was. It was the SpaceX Dragon capsule carrying 4 astronauts to orbit. NASA astronauts Shane Kimbrough and Megan MacArthur, along with European Space Administration astronaut Thomas Pesquet and Japanese astronaut Akihiko Hoshide, brings the total of the human population off-world to 11. 11 out of 7 billion. We're on our way. SpaceX launched the capsule. If you go to their website, you can do a docking simulation with the International Space Station, which was pretty cool. It definitely shows how tedious docking is. The video I'm about to show you was taken near the growing town of Reedville, South Carolina. I would have gotten the light that was following the spacecraft, which I believe was the first stage dropping off, but I pulled off before I took the video, which anyone should do if they're going to take a video. The other day, when I was paying at Starbucks, I noticed they had replaced their credit card reader with what looked like a cell phone. And by all intents and purposes, it is a cell phone. And it shows how widespread cell phones are being used. Today, they're very powerful. Well, last Wednesday, Samsung announced the program it called, quote, Galaxy Upcycling, that was being expanded. They are tying older Galaxy phones into the Internet of Things. This will, quote, make any home a smart home. They have installed a new Smart Things Labs feature in their Smart Things app. These phones have improved AI, and the Smart Things Labs allows them to be tied into smart devices around the home. For example, their improved AI allows identification of sounds. The improved AI allows the phone to monitor light levels. They have also optimized the battery life. And all of this is part of Samsung's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Obviously, see the Samsung website for technical details to see if you can use your phone. Only certain phones have been upgraded to this level.